Welcome back. I'm back home, and today I want to talk about how the therapy of Kriya Yoga progresses, or how the application of the Om Japa through the chakras and the integration with the subconscious and the availability of the superconscious grows inside of the yogi. So let's get into it. One of my students contacted me recently and he said, while I'm doing the Om Japa through the chakras, occasionally I will get a memory that will bubble up inside of me from my childhood. And what should I do with that? And this will happen whether you're doing Om Japa or you're doing another form of meditation. And Tad James explained this to me beautifully. He said, when something happens in our life and we're not able to fully process what just happened, then the subconscious will stuff that content, that unresolved emotional and mental content, down into the subconscious and store it for later. Because we have to deal with this and we have to deal with this, and we just don't have time to figure it all out at the moment. So our subconscious pushes it down. And then it waits for a nice, quiet, tranquil moment in which to pull out that content again and say, could we look at this now? Could we resolve this? Because maybe the subconscious is carrying anger or sadness or fear or guilt, and it's holding it down inside of you. It's not really good for the subconscious, and it's certainly not good for the body. So it's holding that all this time, and it says, would this be a good time? Could we talk about this? Could we resolve this? Could we come to the end of this? And that's what all good therapy should do. So really good therapy should come to a resolution. We should come to a learning, a profound understanding that we can let go the baggage that we've been holding on to. So we were holding on to it. We want to resolve it so we can let it go. So when these moments happen in meditation and they come up and they offer us the chance to resolve it, if we can resolve it, if we can gain the learning and let go, we can learn something like, you know what, that wasn't about me. That angry situation that I lived through was not about me. It was about them. They were going through a horrible time, and now I'm an adult and I can see it clearly. Or maybe we can learn that I understand that the way I was acting was causing these reactions from other people. I get it now. And you can let go of the negative emotions. There's so many lessons that are possible. We want a positive self-future learning, if we can. So what can happen in meditation is that these will arise, or maybe we'll be walking through our day and these will arise and they'll ask us for resolution. So if you can sit with it and ask yourself to come to resolution, to let go of the negative emotions, maybe Om through the negative emotion as you feel it in your past, maybe write about it. Maybe write several pages about what happened and how you felt and how you understand it now, and see if you can come to a resolution, an okayness with what happened. And there's this absolutely beautiful and brilliant guideline that Tad James gave when he taught timeline therapy. He said, the past should be a storehouse of wisdom and learnings rather than a torture chamber. That's how most of us hold most of our past. We hold it as a torture chamber. Oh, this happened to me, and then this happened to me, and oh, this was horrible, this happened to me. And it's a torture chamber. And you're walking around with this huge torture chamber on your shoulders. But if you can take just a little bit of that and resolve it, come to resolution, come to a moment of transcendence. I have this wonderful video about how bliss is transcending. And that's really what the heart rate variability resonance and the Om Japa and the bliss is offering you. It's offering you to transcend. And when you transcend, you resolve your past. You take it out, you accept it, and you move on. You take the positive learning from it, right? Like the wise ant who takes the sugar and leaves the salt untouched. That's magical and powerful. And if you can look on your past and learn from it and get whatever shred of a learning you possibly can from it, and so turn your past into a storehouse of wisdom and learnings, it will empower you and transform you in ways you don't quite yet know. You will not know until you do it, and then you will see the benefit in your life incredibly, incredibly. Because we don't know how the past is affecting us until we clear it out. And then suddenly you realize the humongous burden that you were carrying. So isn't that beautiful? Transform your past from a torture chamber into a storehouse of learnings and wisdom. Whatever tiny little positive shred of a learning that we can get. Maybe we just learn, oh, you know what? I learned that not everybody has my best interest at heart. That's great. That's a positive self-learning. That's something about me, which is positive, which I can take into my future. And now that learning is dynamic for me. In my future, in my whole life now, I can take that learning and move forward. The second reason that I'm bringing this up is I had a wonderful message from my student John. John is incredibly deep yogi, and he's gone past samadhi. So we think as yogis, oh my goodness, absorption and samadhi, if I can just get there, and yet that's only half of the journey, and the rest is the integration with that, which is the sahaja samadhi. That's the natural samadhi that happens, the union state that happens while you're walking around in your day. And so John's in the middle of all of that. And he writes to me and he says, I cannot really explain the detail, but the story of my life is being rewritten. I have no idea what this means, but that is how it feels. It is a love story. Happy trails, my friend. Have a beautiful day. Isn't that gorgeous? So as he is going through the sahaja therapy, right? The transformation and the recomputing of his mind, right? I like to say that the samadhis, they kind of reformat your left brain. As he's going through that, he's looking back on his past, and he's not deciding that, oh, I actually was something. He's not making up a new past. But as you touch the past, as you change your mind about the past, you rewrite the story of how you feel about it and how you think about it and the things that you notice about it. And so not only is his past turning into a storehouse of learnings and wisdom, he's not just getting a tiny thing, but as the samadhi therapy transforms him completely, he looks back on his past and he suddenly realizes, oh my God, it's one gigantic love story. And I couldn't see it before. From my tiny little scrunched down left brain perspective, I couldn't possibly see it. But now, as I travel through going through samadhi over and over again, and I walk through my day, and sometimes I feel some of that union state, and then sometimes I feel a lot of that union state as I'm walking through my life, it's reformatting my brain, and now I'm looking on my past, and it has completely transformed in my eyes. Isn't that amazing? And that's the progression. That's the progression of the samadhi therapy, of the low idle state of resonant breathing, the Om Japa in the chakras, the sitting very still, the bliss that the yogi feels, the transcendence that he creates. He transcends all these things that would normally pull us down. He transcends them to a higher level. He sees the world and his life from a larger perspective. And it's that larger perspective which grants freedom. So I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you